Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers, and it is the 1st of April, of course. So if you, maybe you've already played a trick on one or the other, but most importantly, it is the first of a month, which means a changeover of subscription boxes. So we're delighted to bring to you the Puffin, ta-da, and we're delighted to bring to you the Daisy Fairy, and also the surprise box, which of course remains a surprise what's inside, but the theme is cherry blossoms. So there is a bit of a giveaway there, what colors and what things you might find inside. But of course we don't reveal that until we give you a sneak teaser preview in the middle of the month. But we always say, look away if you haven't opened your surprise box yet. And it was a couple of really warm days, and now it's freezing cold again. So I've actually layered all my clothes up again. But I guess that's what happens. So hello everybody, and let's just have a quick look who is here. We've got quite a few of you watching live, so welcome. We will be restreaming this particular unboxing or unwrapping of our boxes on Sunday. No, not Sunday, on Monday. That's Easter Monday, the 5th of April at 7 p.m. So if you want to watch it again, or if you want to tell your friend, watch this amazing thing. We will be restreaming this on Facebook at 7 p.m. It will be unmanned, so to speak. So none of the makers will be there to answer any questions, but you can just watch it by yourself. And obviously this one here will stay on YouTube forever. So, right, we've got Diane there. Hello, Diane. We've got Vampire Venom there. Sandra, Gina, Faye. Yes, Faye says, I'm wishing the sun would come back. It will come back. It's not gone for the rest of the year. It's just gone into hiding for a little bit. Oh, I think we've got somebody new. Bex Jengen. Hello, everybody. Says everybody, basically. Alicia is there. Hello, Alicia. Bonnie is there. Joe, Donna. Hello, everyone. So looking forward to the Puffin. Hopefully, Steffi will do the Puffin reveal first today, as I can't stay until the end today. Well, it's good you said that. I'll do it for you. Carol is there, and Erica is there. Faye says, I wonder if the surprise box might include Tatiana. If you don't know what Faye's talking about, go and have a look at our Facebook page this morning. We have got a surprise there for you in the shape of Tatiana. I've actually got her here, so if you ask nicely, I might show her to you. We have got Pamela there, all the way from Oregon. Good morning, good evening. I don't know what it is. Middle of the night, probably. Emily is there. Bridget is there, all the way from Australia. And I think I've met. Oh, Meg is there. Michael is there. Lots of people are popping up as I'm speaking. Diane is there. And today Emma is here to support the whole thing. So if you've got any questions and I missed them, then she'll whisper them into my ear. Right, let's start. Puffing it is. Puffin it is. Puffin, where is it? Maker's Box. April 2021 Puffin. This is number, I think next month we have an anniversary. Next month it will be our 48th box, which makes it's 4 years. Am I right? 4 years of the Makers boxes. I wonder who's been there from the beginning. I think some of you might have. So well done, and thank you so much for subscribing for all this time. It's definitely one of our most popular boxes. It's been going the longest, and we just love it actually. So anyway, I'm going to go overhead and show you what's inside, so that you can follow me while I'm unwrapping it. So there we go. The Puffin. Remember, our Makers boxes, any of our subscription boxes, we don't tie you in a contract. You can unsubscribe anytime, and you can change the payment date. You can let us know if you've moved. You can do it all yourself. You manage your own account. In all of our boxes, and indeed in all of our parcels, if you buy from us, you get our monthly newsletter, so you might get duplicates of those. Pass them on to your friends. Don't throw them away. Somebody might love them, because there's always a free tutorial on the back. And this one in April is the daisy chain. We did a live stream for this. I'll tell you a little bit more about this when we come to the daisy fairy. here we go. These are so beautifully packed, and I tell you, I know, well, obviously I know the people who pack them because they my friends and colleagues, and they get packed with lots of love. I promise you that is always the case with every single one. We've got a new format for our Makers Box this month. Our newsletter has gone A5. Still got lots of information in there. And of course, we always tell you a little bit about puffins. A collection of puffins can be called a puffinry circus burrow or improbability. Don't you just love it? I wonder who comes up with these things. And there's one really unusual fact about puffins, and that is that they can't, if they don't see the ocean, they can't fly. Next month coming up are the 3 little pigs. Tell you a little bit about this later too. Our instructions have got a tape measure on the left hand side because we use centimeters. So if you don't have a tape measure, don't panic. It tells you at the front of all of our instructions, tells you what you need to make the item. And then we have step-by-step instructions going all the way and referring often to the templates that you will find in the instructions too. So that gives you help with proportions and shape, and is just a little bit more of a visual aid to get you started. Then we've got the puffin ingredients. So in this box you get a big bag of wool that makes the puffin, all the wool you need to make the project. You get some legs. These are the legs. You don't even need to make them from scratch this time, though you do need to do something with them, and that is the bit that I will be demonstrating on today. You get some green stem wire. You get a pipe cleaner, 1 pipe cleaner. You get a whole roll of florist tape. So this basically is the magic trick that you need to use to cover the feet up for the puffins so they look so incredibly lifelike, which that is definitely something worth doing. And then you also get eyes in here, and we always send you a free sample. This month it's actually our little loopy locks, which are perfect for giving little curls to animals such as maybe a poodle or a labradoodle or sheep, or they come in all kinds of different colors. And this is what you've already met the boucle yarn, and this one is the little loopy locks, and we're also just adding some mini loopy locks into our repertoire, which are even finer than these. Right, let's put this box to one side and let's have a look at the puffin. So you basically, the way that the puffin is constructed is that you will be starting with a beak. That's the first thing you're making, and then you make the rest of the body and the head, and then you attach the beak, and then you make the legs and the feet basically, and then you color in the rest of the body so that he's all complete. They're really lovely birds. I've not met one in real yet, but I know lots of you have, and it's very exciting when you tell us the stories about the puffins that you've actually seen for real, because they are they're sort of they're also called parrots of the sea parrot rather, because they have this sort of slightly parrot like shape of the eye, and sorry, they're very colorful, but they're also called clowns of the sea because they've got the clown shaped eyes that way around. Sorry, I'm getting confused already. So I will be showing you how to start with a beak. I won't be making the whole beak, but it's worth noting that the beak has got wire inside. So which one is your best side, Puffin? Let's have you. There you go. Let's have him look from the best side. So the wire that you get inside here will make the beak as well as the feet. You will have some wire left over. It tells you all in the instructions, but to start with, you need some wire cutters. This is impossible to cut with scissors. Even I can't cut it with scissors. So you will need to cut a 9 centimeter length. I've just cut one earlier. There you go. That's your 9 centimeter length. And a part of this will be covered, so 4 centimeters will be covered and 5 centimeters will stay uncovered. If you like, you could mark on the wire with a black pen or something like that. You could even put a little bit of florist tape on there, just so that you don't go further than the the 4 centimeters. So you could just measure it. I'm doing it now. 4 centimeters. There we go. Put a little bit of florist tape on there so you know this is how far you go. And trust me, you will have florist tape left to make so many, covering up so many feet. Yeah, you're not gonna miss a little bit. So anything from here to there, that's going to be beak. Anything from here to there, that's going to go inside the head. You might have to take that florist tape off when you're ready to put it into the head, but if you mark it with a pen, obviously that doesn't matter then. So the first thing you need to know is when you open your bag of wool, that you have 2 different whites in there. Now the little portion of white, you will all be really pleased to know, is our lanolin rich core wool. Love the smell of this, love to feel it. It has that sort of really sort of slightly, I don't know, oily feel to it, which is lovely to work with, makes your hands nice and soft. But best of all, it sticks to the wire brilliantly, so you don't need any extra help, such as the beeswax balm or the fluff grip or anything like that. You can just literally use it as it comes, and all you need to do is just take off a little bit of the wool. If you find it hard to make a beginning, then just use a little bit of PVA glue to put here at the end. It's just so that you get a start, because what you're not doing with this one is you're not trapping your wool by bending the wire in. It's way too stiff, that wire, and also we want it to be nice and flat. So all you're going to do is you're starting by wrapping this wool around the wire, going along it. Remember, you've got to stick to your 4 centimeters, so stop at the mark however you have made it. Now, the reason why I'm going to show you this, the starting bit of the beak, is because you're not actually going to make a 3D beak, in that it's becomes as wide and as fat so it's basically a flat beak that you're doing. So I've added a little bit of wool there. Now I'm going to add a little bit more, and but once I've added that, after that, I'm going to start spreading it out to the sides rather than keeping it round. So it needs to become a flat beak. So sticky, that wool, it sticks to my fingers. It's a nice sticky feeling, so don't feel like it's a bad sticky feeling. So this is where it becomes really handy to know where your 4 centimeters are. And then you need a felting mat. I'm going to use actually I'm not going to use the earth mat because it looks too similar to the color that I'm working with right now. So I'm going to use our new size of the Eco Wool mat, which we've offered in as a more affordable but still very environmentally conscientious solution. So this is a 20 by 20 centimeter doubled up wool mat with a hessian scrim inside, so that needs to be jammed inside like a sandwich. And now you're starting to build up the sides, so you're laying the wool onto the beak, and then you're just stabbing very gently into the wool that you've wrapped around the beak, but you're now starting to shape a beak shape, and that requires a little bit of you keep turning it over so you felt it from both sides. It just needs a little bit of concentration, a little bit of planning, and remember, most of all, you have got a template at the back, so you're building this really slowly. This is one of these steps in the puffin that you really don't want to rush, because you want to make sure that you're building more and more of this beak, making sure you don't overshoot your 4 centimeter mark. As you start to build up the layers, you will be able to be a bit more generous with the wool and start shaping the beak itself, because puffins, I nearly said pumpkins, puffins have got a beak that is slightly round at the top and straighter at the bottom, so it's a little bit shaped like that. But remember, you have got your template here at the back, so you can see where you're heading with that beak, and that's exactly what you do when you have your beak in the making. You will use that template, and that's how you know that you're heading in the right direction, where you need to tuck the wool in, and remember to always lift it off your mat regularly so you don't fasten it on, and that way you are building the beak up very slowly. And once you've got a nice solid, the beak of the puffin is actually felted so solid. Once you've got a nice solid base here, nothing like this yet, so it needs to be nice and solid. That is when you're starting to add color, and that's basically how you are starting with the beak. So I thought I'd show you that bit first, and that's basically the puffin's beak, making a start with a wire inside, keeping it flat and making it a nice solid base so that you can then add the colors, and at the end of it, it will look like this. So it is really solid. There's not much squeeze in there. It does become obviously a little bit fat if you look at it, but nothing as wide as it is tall here. So that's basically it. And keep looking at your beak from the front so that you get the symmetry right. That's a good tip to follow too. Right, going to go onto the big camera for a minute, just checking some of the chats here. Oh, Faith is here. I was thinking about you earlier, Faith. I don't know. I know you've got a really big family, and I don't know how many bedrooms you've got and how big your house is. But I'm telling you now, I am getting extremely claustrophobic in my place, and there are 6 of us, and we have got quite a lot of space to spill out into. But I would so love my own room, just my own room. I mean, I have this office here, and obviously I often spend time on my own inner room, but I just want my room, want to lock the door and don't let anybody in, and I just feel like it's been such a tough last 12 months that I need some space. Somehow I need space, even though I'm also looking forward to seeing people face to face. So that's why I was thinking about you, Faith. How do you manage with all these people and dogs and everything else around you? And you've got little children still as well. At least I've got older ones who are quite self-reliant. Okay, so Emma's just made a good point. The beak is really solid, but the body in comparison is not. So I will talk a little bit more about this later. He is one of these softer felted. If you've made the owl, it's probably similar, maybe a little bit more solid, but the beak is definitely very, very differently in terms of the how hard and how solidly it's been felted down. Right. Oh yes, everybody thumbs up to our live stream here today, please. The more thumbs up we're getting, the more people want to maybe watch what we're doing here, and that would be amazing. Right, so I want to read all these comments, but I know I mustn't, because it becomes very boring when people watch it later. So puffin beak covered. Let's have a look at the feet of the puffin. So when you felted the body nice and soft, you won't have put any of the back cover on it yet, and the body shape won't be finished either, because what you need to do is you need to make the feet, and then you're going to perform quite a serious operation on your puffin, in that you have to cut into him with your scissors. You have to cut a slit into him that's quite deep. And the reason for that is because, and no, don't need to lie you down. You're not on the operation table now. You're already done. I will show you what will happen next. So you've got your wire, and you need to cut your wire so that you have got, so take the remaining length of green wire stem, which in your case will be 27. I've got an extra 9 centimeters because I've had an extra piece. And oh yes, of course, I haven't got any wire cutters here. Why would I? Why would I be 100% prepared? But I shall get them now. So you've got your 27 centimeters of wire that you've got left, because you've taken the beak out. And if you heard this, then you'll know that I've just fallen over a box, but that's fine. And then your you cut off 4 centimeters, and that is the offcut that you have got of the whole, so that you will have a little bit of an offcut on that wire. I am actually doing that now, but I'm adding the 9 centimeters that I didn't use. There you go. And then you've got a remaining length of wire, which, and this is where this will come in handy, where you're using the centimeter guide here. On every page on the left hand side, you need to measure 9 centimeters and bend this in at a right angle. And then you're measuring 5 centimeters and you bend that in at a right angle again. And in theory, you should have the same length here, but for some reason, it's probably to do with my beak business. I haven't got that. I'm going to cut it slightly short now because I haven't made a mistake measuring it, but I should have just used the wire from the beginning. Ah, I see, I'm 1 centimeter short because I didn't put it to the edge of the page. It's fine, it's fine. So one starts, that's good to know actually, because you might make that mistake. One doesn't start here, one starts at the edge of the page. This is why I just had to cut 2 centimeters off, but I'm not worried about it because the principle will stay the same. So we just imagine that I've got a 9 centimeter length here, 5 centimeters across and 9 centimeters going down. That is the first thing that you're going to do. The second thing you're going to do is you're getting your bird legs and you're getting your florist tape that comes in your box. And you're always working with small lengths, so don't keep it running. Now, florist tape, if you've never worked with it, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick unless you pull it. As soon as you pull it, the sticky part of it comes out. If you've worked with florist tape before because you're a florist or whatever, you have used it for needle felting, then that's how it works. So if you don't pull it, there's no stickiness in it, and we do want the stickiness to come out. So you're now going to add, and you will have to pull your legs slightly apart. This is the Puffin's legs. Don't pull your own legs apart. Oh, Steffi, just grow up. And then you start to wrap the florist tape around one side of the green wire stem and along the leg so that it sticks together. It literally, the tape sticks together. And what I will also just say is, the great thing is that you've got so much extra of this florist tape. You have actually got enough to make to use this to wrap around wire if you need extra stickiness to prepare it for wrapping with wool. Lots of people use it that way, and I think it's a really good idea. So just keep going around until you have fastened the wire to one side of the leg, like that. And then obviously it just tears off. You don't need to cut it or anything like that. And then you're doing it to the other side as well. So make sure that your legs are the distance of the top of the wire apart, which is 5 centimeters. And then you go round. Whether you start at the bottom or at the top, it doesn't really matter. Just get the tape established, go round it, and fasten this on. It is by the end of when you've used all the florist tape, it gets really, your hands will start to be, your fingers will start to be sticky, because the stickiness of the tape does come off. So you've now got a set of legs that are attached to the wire, the extra bit of wire. I'm going to take this out of the way because we don't actually need to needle felt at all at the moment. Put this out of the way. And then the next thing you're going to do is, and this is where you need your tape measure again, and this time I'm going to use it correctly. So you've got your 30 centimeters of pipe cleaner length here. And what you do need is, you will need 2 5-centimeter lengths and then 2 10-centimeter lengths. So that is basically how you prepare your pipe cleaner. So I'm starting now at the edge of the instructions, and I'm going to cut 5 centimeters. I'm using my wire cutters. I'm not using scissors. Another 5 centimeters. And then you should have 20 centimeters left, because it is a 30 centimeter length of a pipe cleaner, and then you just cut that in the middle there. So you've got you've got your two 10 centimeters there. There we go. Sorry if I've just moved out of the picture. But now you have got exactly what it tells you in the instructions, 2 5 centimeters and 2 10 centimeters. And what you're going to do now is you're using the one 5 centimeters to extend the middle toe on either side, and then you're using the 10 centimeter one to extend the two outer toes. For all of this, you will have to move the toes a little bit apart. It makes it easier to wrap with the florist tape. And what you do is you are going to put the 5 centimeter toe in the middle here, so that it's slightly going over what it looks now the orange leg here. And the reason for that is that we're later on hooking this one underneath it. So just have it like half a centimeter protruding, and then you fasten that on first. Remember to work with a small strip of that florist tape. Get it fastened on and then go around the toes. Make sure that you go a little bit beyond the pipe cleaner at the front, because we're going to squish that into a pointy bit, and that's the bit that you can color in later with a dark pen, like a Sharpie or a felt tip pen or something like that. And then just go round your pipe cleaner extension and round the bird legs. So you're using these bird legs as the main. These are our large white bird legs. You can buy them from our website, and you're going around that foot until you are all the way at the back here. It can appear a little bit fiddly, but you will get there, I promise you. And it is so much easier than having to make your bird legs from scratch. And you've got the base there with the florist tape. If it crinkles up a little bit, don't worry, just squish it down. It really gets quite it's quite obliging. And then what you're doing now is you're bending your longer piece into half, and now you hook it underneath that pipe cleaner so that it's already stable. That's why we've extended it a tiny little bit. And if you've still got florist tape left, then you can go around there now and extend the two toes that are pointing out at either side. So this makes a really neat cover on the toes, and I will only do one foot. Otherwise it just gets a little bit, eats too much into the time. But obviously you would repeat the same thing on the other side, exactly like that. So I've gone a little bit further, and I'm going back. You can add a couple of layers if you wish. Just make sure that you squeeze it, really keep that tape under tension, and stretch it so that you get the sticky effect. And if you can hear dogs barking, they're my dogs. Yeah, apologies, but there's a lot going on here at the moment at my place, so you might also hear children, and I don't know, there's yeah, anyway, I won't go into detail. It's all good. It's all outdoors, so you don't need to ring the police and tell on me. Right, here we go. Put this around the other outer toe, again going a little bit longer than the actual toe, wrapping it around it. Keep it nice and tight so the stickiness of the tape is coming out. So you'll just keep taking off little strips of this florist tape, and I can feel that my fingers are definitely sort of getting that feel of stickiness now. So work nice and neat. It definitely pays off. They have sort of quite delicate feet, actually. They're not sort of great big loafers, whatever they're called. I'm sure I'm saying the wrong thing again. And then make sure that you go around the foot as well, so you don't want to see any of the green or of the white pipe cleaner, green wire or the white pipe cleaner. So that has now made just toes, which is a great way if you just wanted to make bird feet without the webbed bits inside. So that's basically how the foot has been made. And obviously you've got a little bit of orange going up there as well. That you might have to make a little bit thicker, but there isn't actually that much of a foot sticking out. So you might want to just put a little bit more, keep going around the ankle bit, so it looks more natural, like there's actually an ankle joint there, not just wires as it is with our foot here. So there's no wool. You don't need to wrap any wool around the foot. You're doing it all with the help of the ready bird legs and with the florist tape to build up layers. And even if it gets a little bit crinkled up, don't worry, because as soon as you squish it down, it sort of all melts into one. It's a really great great media to make bird legs. So build this up a little bit more. But then most of all, you have to get the webbed parts going. Now, they're very annoying, I will be honest, because what you need to do is you need to go around 2 toes, but then of course you need to go around the other toe as well. So you're building that web up as you're going around the toes. Always try and stay in one direction. So even if the tape crinkles up, don't worry about it. It just needs to overlap a little bit whilst you're going around the toes. So the aim is that you're building up. I'm just going to get rid of this here. And as you're building it up, it looks as if you're never going to sort of make the web consistent, but it does work. Just trust me, it does work. So as long as you keep going around 2 toes, squish the pull the tape, squish the tape, and then go around the other toe part, even if you're pushing the florist tape in. And if you get to a point where you where the florist tape sort of lifts itself off slightly, then you can actually use a little bit of glue. As long as you keep it nice and tight, you'll be fine. You'll be able to build up the layers as you go along. So you will be using quite a lot of this florist tape. What I do is sometimes I pull the toes apart a little bit to get the stickiness of the tape to work. And you can feel, look, my fingers, actually it's so sticky, my fingers stuck to it. That is just because of the florist tape working and doing its job as it's meant to. So again, just go round the next one, even if you sort of compromise that little bit now a bit, it's fine. Just go around it. Obviously you want to keep some of the toes sticking out. Give it a little squish. Can fold it in, and just going to finish off that last bit here. Now I know that the question that you will be asking, even though it says it in the instructions, I will preempt that question now. You do not sever the back of the foot. Don't do it. It is crucial for the puffin to have stability. If it really bothers you, then you're gonna have to fasten the legs in extra super duper more than we are telling you in the instructions. So don't cut those, as tempting as it is, and I know it's tempting because I did it, of course I did it, and it is not worth it. It might not be, it might bother you in terms of looks, but it's definitely better than severing that part. So get to the last bit, give it another squeeze. You can always sort of squeeze the tape. You can even fold it in a little bit, and then maybe just do that last one here. And then what you do is, so this is, you can fold it under a little bit. If the tape lifts off a little bit like there, then you can use just a bit of PVA glue and stick it down that way. And then you're also, what you're doing is you're actually just putting a couple of strips along the toes, so that you're getting rid of that sort of that look of a wrapping by going along the toes. So again, just make sure that you really give that a good old pull, and making sure that those legs are and you do this along both of the gaps here, both of the webs, and that is basically how your webbed foot works. And it's really amazing. Now the only thing that I will say is, and that annoyed me a little bit, and I didn't think of that, But when you have this orange tape and you stretching it, it becomes slightly lighter. So it's not as orange anymore as I wanted it to be. However, those of you who get really bothered by it, you could maybe paint it orange. I'm sure you can color this in one way or another, but it is just a minor detail. And I think just the fact that you can make webbed feet like this is just absolutely revolutionary to use the florist tape. And I know lots of people who've seen the Puffin. All they were interested in is, how do you do the feet? And you now know how to do the feet. How lucky are you? So there you go. That's basically the biggest sort of thing I needed to tell you about the Puffin. And he's very happy with his feet. There he is. Right, we're moving on to the fairy box, but I will just have a quick look at the comments. I'm just gonna put all this wool back in the bag. I can't wait to see your Puffins. I'm so excited to see them all. Yeah, and do share some lovely pictures. There will be a competition. We always have a competition for our subscription boxes, so watch out for that. We also, I should say that there are Zoom sessions that are organized by Alicia every month to accompany our subscription boxes. And if you want to be part of them, then just go onto our Everyone a Makeup Facebook group. There you go. And the details are on there. If you are not on Facebook at all, then drop us an email, info@themakers.co.uk, and we'll share with you the Zoom dates, and then get Alicia to message you the login details. So that's all possible. So you don't need to be on Facebook, though we do have quite a large presence on Facebook. So maybe you can set up a Facebook account just for us. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, that's not your best side, Puffin. So let's have him looking nice. Right, moving on to the fairy box. I hope that was okay, Donna, and it has helped you to just yeah, break away now if you have to. We don't take it personal. No, you're leaving us. So let's have a look. What is everybody saying? Lots of things. Oh, Donna says, thank you very much, Steffi, brilliant feet. So you did stay until that end, until that place. That's amazing. We have got so the bird wire legs are still in sub club until the end of April. So you can actually get your hands on extra bird legs. We have got a sub club discount for those people who are subscribing, which means you get 20% off a huge collection. It's actually become bigger since April, of products that stay in the sub club for all of the month, because we had to take out the add to sub option. So you can place an order. Remember, you get free postage if you order £40 worth of goods or more, and basically what it means is that you get your benefits. Instead of getting the free postage, you get it in the discounts that we're offering. So don't think we have tried to shortchange you at all. We've just tried to make sure that our staff don't get built in with boxes that are standing around. We pack hundreds and hundreds of boxes every month, and I mean, it is a large amount. And if we are having to add something to them because of orders, then by the end of the day, Lisa, who's not very tall to start with, she can't look out. We don't know where she's gone. We have to go looking for her every evening because she's disappeared behind all these boxes that are standing around for sometimes for a few weeks, until we've added the orders to it. So we've grown too big for our own good in that way. But we want to give still back to our subscribers, not just by giving you an amazing value in our subscription boxes, but also by throwing more products into the sub club discount code. So remember, you've got to be a subscriber to make use of that one. Right. Fairy. Oh, she's one of my favorites. But then I say that about every single one. As soon as I've made them, I think that's my favorite one. Well, this is the little Daisy Fairy. She's got quite a wild hair. This is some of our mohair yarn, but this time not the boucle, just mohair without the loops in it. She has got a beautiful white dress, which is made from the extra fine merino wool tops. She's holding a couple of daisies in her hand, and she has got a daisy pattern tulle wings as well. So lots about daisies. The best thing about the daisy is her secret under her skirt, and she doesn't mind showing the underneath of her skirt. She's a bit of a flasher, that one. So just show you that this is the little daisy, and the nice thing is that if you turn her upside down, she has got a flower. She's a flower underneath as well. So this is sort of the special feature of this fairy. However you're going to display her, we'd love to see your flashing fairy, definitely. Right, so let's have a look what you get inside the box. Beautifully packed. We have just completed one whole year, so this is number 13 of fairy boxes, and of course you get these fit through large letter slits, so the postage on them is considerably lower. Saying that, thank you Royal Mail, they've just put their postage prices up, which of course isn't particularly helpful, and we have to respond to that by putting our postage prices up, but it's not a huge amount. It's gonna be fine, don't worry, we're in this together. There we go. Right, there's the fairy box, beautifully wrapped. Again, you get a newsletter. This will go into A5 next month, which tells you a little bit about daisies, and they symbolize purity, loyalty, and patience. And did you know that daisies are closely related to artichokes? And yeah, the rest you can read yourself when you get yours. Next month's box is the Emerald Fairy. I'm looking forward to that one as well. And you get your lovely instructions in here as well, and with every new subscriber or every first fairy box that you buy, you also get the of how to make the basic shapes. I can't show you that right now because I haven't got it with me, but trust me, you do get that. So there is an extra instruction sheet of I think 4 pages that shows you how to make the basic shape, so that you get to this point first of all, and that point here in this particular incident. So we don't expect you know that. We actually tell you and refer to that basic fairy instructions that you get in your first box. With the fairy boxes, it's slightly different. You can also buy a one-off box where you get that basic instructions as well, or you can subscribe. If you subscribe, you save yourself 20%. Remember, you can unsubscribe anytime, and you can also skip boxes. That goes for all of our subscription boxes. So you get in there, in our fairy box, you get actually every time you get 1 medium felting needle. You do not need a felting mat for the projects. There's very little needle felting. It's sort of quite a delicate way to make them. You have got your wings here that you basically just sort of pinch, and you can shape the edges to attach them later to the fairy. You get your 2, nearly called them daffodils, but they're not. You get your 2 little paper fairies that the fairy can hold, paper daisies that the fairy can hold, that way around. You get a little bag with extra strong string, which you need for the head, and then you get all your fibers in there. So you've got your yellow for the main body, you've got your white for making the head, you have got your lighter yellow for the arms, you've got green for the legs. You can interchange these two if you prefer, though I do think it looks nice with the green legs sticking out as the flower, but you could have that in yellow. You get your soft flesh pink wool top for the head. This is the skirt when you've made it, really super soft Australian merino. And then this is the hair, to give her this wild hairdo, which I will be showing you how to use this. And you also get your pipe cleaners, which you need to make the fairy as well. So all I'm keeping out of here for now is I'm going to keep out the skirt fabric, and I'm putting everything else back in, and I'm keeping the hair out as well. The we have got a whole set of techniques on fairies on our YouTube channel already. So if you go into the playlist of the YouTube channel, you can see lots and lots of different tutorials. So one of them is how to make the head, one of them is how to wrap the arms, one of them is how to make legs, how of them is how to attach them, how to attach hair. There's all kinds of different tutorials already on our, as this one will appear as well. So we cut this bit out of how to make this dress for the fairy. And for this I need the instructions. I have prepared the body already. So at the moment I have got a half-dressed Daisy fairy. She's got quite a big head, this one, on purpose. Some people like them with bigger heads anyway. There's nothing in there to give her a face, but if you've already made our fairies, again, that's on the playlist, how to embroider a face on her. Then you can add eyes and the mouth if you wish. Some of you have made so many already, you don't need telling anymore. And so first of all, I will show you, this dress I've just put on her and I've felted it flat on her upper body. But what I want to show you now is, because we need to make the underneath of the fairy nice and neat. So to do this, all I've done is I've folded in the wispy ends that I've put on her. So fold them in as neatly as you can. Sometimes it really helps to bend the arms out of the way, so have them up in the air. And then all you need to do is use your felting needle and just sort of gently stab into the edge here. So you're stabbing into her yellow pants, basically, and making that edge nice and neat. And you can just very gently stab into the outside here as well. So you can just hold your little fairy gently by her head. Sounds terrible, but you can just do that. And then just gently make almost sort of like a little trumpet shape skirt. So you're not felting this solid into a solid felt, you're just shaping it so that it looks more like a flower, or it becomes part of the flower from underneath. So you just felt that in. You can make it really quite small, or you can keep it a little bit more open. That's entirely up to you. And it also helps if when you've done that and you can hold her like this, and then you've got a better base to just stab into these bits. Just don't stab into your hand. That's always the thing, of course. And that's basically how you prepare her her bloomers in a way. There we go. And when you've done that, then you will need your wool. So basically you split the wool into, it should be about 30 centimeters long, which it is. You split it into two, and to split a wool top, don't do this. Don't go like really tearing at it. You're not gonna do that. Hold it at the further ends, and then all you need to do is let it separate by itself by just gently pulling it, and it's happening. You can't probably see it yet, but I can feel it. It's gently coming apart, and then you should have two of the similar length wool tops, which is exactly what I have got. This is a very similar technique to what we've done with the rainbow fairy if you had her last month. Some of these fairies we're keeping in our regular program. I just have to decide which one is the front and which one is the back. I think I'm going to go for this one, which is the front. So I'm going to bend the little toes in so I don't forget that. And then you lay your fairy on top of one strand, and then cover her up with the other strand like that. And then you use your extra strong thread, which comes in your fairy box, which I didn't keep out, so I'm going to get that out of the box now. There we go. So the extra strong thread is meant to be for the head and for the skirt, but you do get plenty in there, so you should have enough to use for both. There we go. It is definitely very long, and this one's doubled up as well, so you get plenty in there. And then you need just cut a length off. This is just to prepare her skirt, so we're gonna, this is not going to be showing at the end of it. And all you're going to do now is you're going to tie the waist and make sure that this is sort of in the middle. So we do not want, we want 2 equal lengths if we can manage. So tie her waist. If you put a surgical knot on it, so a surgical knot, I understand is, I call it a double slip knot, but apparently there's a proper name for it. So instead of just going through it once, you're actually going through it twice, and when you pull that tight, that means that you don't need the extra finger to hold it down because it already holds its own, but you can still undo it if you need to, and then you can just put a knot the next, then you can knot it after that. Oh, I'm getting caught up with all the wispy fibers. So I'm just pulling that through, and now I'm pulling this tight, and then you can cut the string already short because we don't need that. We don't need it to show. And then you have to obviously lower the dress. It is such a fine wool. It's so beautiful. So lower the 2 strands that you've put on there down. Might have to pull it a little bit so that it slips along her waist. And also what you need to do is you do need to just, so even if you just hold it tight like this for now, just pull it down a little bit and then felt into her waist so that the wool actually stays down and doesn't want to pop up. So just give her a bit of a stab around her little waist. There you go. And what we're actually doing next is adding the hair in the instructions, and that is because once we arrange her little dress into flower petals, we don't really want to mess with her in any other way. So what I'm going to show you now is how to do the hair. So the skirt will come back to it again, but that is how you make the skirt for now. But now next you're going to attach the hair. And the hair works with what we call looped strands. So you've got your wool here, and you can make a few of these looped strands so that they're about 10 centimeter long. So remember, you can measure that against your instructions. And all you're doing is you're just using, just make a few strands so that they're looped together still, 10 centimeter long. Just a few strands. And we do about 6 loops. And cut it so you've got, they're all still looped, and then you start to frame the head. We always when we put hair onto a fairy, we tend to frame her head, her face first. Oh god, I've got a really itchy nose today. So you're felting these on the side, felt them in, so we're not cutting the loops at all at the moment. We cut them at the very end, but it helps to felt the wool in, that they're looped at the top, because you've got more to felt into the head. And then you just keep repeating that. That's it. That's how you do the whole of the head, all going all the way around. But obviously, maybe frame the head first. You've got plenty of wool there. I mean, there's probably more than you need, but we always like to be a bit more generous rather than having you deprive you of materials. So I'm adding more of this on the same side because I haven't sort of quite framed her head properly yet, and I've got lots and lots of wool. So I'm putting that in there. The idea is that the hair will sort of kick out at the bottom a little bit, so it's like a really happy hairdo. So when it's done, you felted it to the side of the head all the way around, and then you cut the loops open at the bottom, and then it sort of like springs out to the side. However, as with all of our projects, we love to see variations or interpretations that you decide to put on, such as maybe you want to give her pigtails, maybe you want to give her even a wilder hairdo, maybe I don't know, maybe you want to cut her hair really short, or whatever you're planning on doing. Just share it with us at Everyone a Maker on our Facebook group, where we will also where you can also enter the competition with any of your subscription makes, including the surprise box, which of course that's always the biggest surprise for all of us, because we don't know what you'll get up to. So now I've framed her face, as you can see. This white soft wool top will definitely get in the way occasionally, so you have to keep stroking it down. And then I'm covering the back of the head in exactly the same way. So this is how you, this mohair yarn is brilliant because you can, it has got so many hairy bits sticking out that they felt in really well. So I'm always working with these looped strands, adding them on, covering the top of her head where you can probably see the pipe cleaner, and adding that onto there. Remember, you can watch this again anytime. We will add sections of this whole live stream onto our YouTube channel, so you don't have to listen and watch me from beginning to end, covering everything if you only want to see specific techniques. So we will have this hair technique and the skirt technique added onto a separate, as a separate shorter version of a technical tutorial, and you can find these on our playlist on YouTube. So just look for the playlist, and there you find all the fairy techniques and maker's box techniques and all the rest of it. Oop, don't want all of that here. So last loop. I've still got lots of wool left here, so you can definitely go wild with this daisy and her hair. You can give her a fringe as well if you want, or you can just have them sort of like going to one side. The hair, I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. You will probably take a lot more care than I do. And then once you've got the hair on, I mean, you can keep it in loops. Once you've got it on, you just cut the loops open. So, and that sort of, I think that helps the hair also, that it just sort of pings up a bit, which I really like. Who would have thought? Right, that one needs to be cut off. So just cut the loops open and you will see that the hair pings up. That's a very technical term. There we go. So, and that's basically how you give her that sort of really lovely hair that swings up a little bit. You can obviously trim it. You can make it shorter if it's not as even as you'd like it to be. Like my loops, some of them were a bit longer than the others. And that is how you give her hair. And then we're coming back to the skirt. So we're going to continue on the skirt now. It's one of the last things that we do. And what you're going to do is you're going to split it into sort of rough, maybe into 3 parts at the front. There we go. 3 parts at the front and 3 parts at the back. Yeah. And there. Twist that, which is way bigger than what you want it to be. Okay. And then the scary thing is that you're actually cutting now the tips off. Yeah. And then what you do is you're going to split the bits that you've already twisted again into 2. So every single petal split into 2 again. And this is, you're only working with your fingers. You're not doing any needle felting here. And you're just turning them into, because daisies have got lots of petals. So you want to make as many petals as you can make out of this, but just twist the end again. And these are neater ends now than they were before, because you had the straggly bits right at the end, but this time you've cut it so that they are not so straggly, and that way, ooh, see what I mean about the skirt. You really don't want to mess with that fairy lots, so you can pull them further apart so that they're a little bit more like petals. And that way you make a really beautiful little skirt with her. And I sort of put her legs like she's crossing them, so there's not too much to see when she's turned upside down. And that's basically how you arrange your little daisy skirt. And then she's got that lovely flower right underneath as well. There you go. That's it. Right, that's everything to do with the fairy. That was quite a long tutorial, but maybe it helps you along. And I will just say we've had a really lovely time yesterday making the daisy chain. I've only got 2 daisies on my daisy chain here, which I made yesterday. So you have that free tutorial is still available and will stay available on YouTube. We're also showing that again tonight. Today is Thursday, the 1st of April. I knew that, at 7 p.m. So you can watch that again. You can still get your daisy chain box to go with this, where all the materials are in there to make the daisy chain. No tools, but you can still get that. And I will just go onto the surprise box quickly. As you know, I am always under, I so want to show it to you, but I'm always under strict instructions. Don't give too much away. Surprise box April 2021 is themed cherry blossoms. And I am going to look inside, and I'm not allowed to let you look inside, even though I do want you to look inside. I've just got to put this fairy into a more decent position here. And it is lush. It is so lush. It's just so nice. And I will give you a little tip. If you're watching our daisy chain tutorial, it might just help you with this box as well. But that's all I'm going to say. Get our newsletter. Got the free daisy chain tutorial here on the back. You could even just use that if you like. Not saying anything. Got some lovely tissue paper in there. Ooh, nice. Oh, okay. This is definitely new. Yeah, we've got some really nice stuff in there. Really, really nice. And the way it's packed is just so beautiful. It's full. It's full to the brim. You can tell. Full. All full of wool and maybe other things. And yeah, you're gonna have so much fun with this. I can't wait to see what you make of it. Doesn't have to be cherry blossoms. You can make anything. It would be great for, dare I say? Maybe I'm not allowed to say. Maybe I'm not allowed to say. I'll just leave it to you, because you always come up with these amazing, amazing, amazing creations. But all I will say is it is lush. It is very, very beautiful and lovely presented as always. And lots of care and well, I think we're all always excited when we pack the boxes and imagining when you open them. So surprise box number 26 for April 2021, cherry blossom. And remember, you can also subscribe, skip, cancel at any time. You can enter the competition. You're entitled for the sub club discount code in there as well, and you can yes, everything. Well, you can get all 3 subscription boxes if you like. We'd love that. And yeah, then just enter your competition on the Everyone a Maker Facebook group. And Alicia is also doing a Zoom covering the surprise box, as well as the fairy, as well as the Puffin this month and every month. So there's one other thing that I will say to you. This is oh, next month I will give you a heads up for next month. Next month's subscription boxes will be ta-ta, 3 Little Pigs and the Emerald Fairy. And I will also just tell you that these are the daisies that you can make by watching the YouTube tutorial that we did yesterday, or if you, sorry, on Tuesday, or you can oh gosh, is it already? Yes, the days just fly past. Or you can watch it tonight at 7 p.m. on our Facebook group. And finally, there is something else I will say to you, and that is that it's not too late to get your butterfly pack to make 2 small but larger than life tortoiseshell butterflies, and that is £7.99 to get your entry to so many different craft dens, including a felting den. And we will be there, and it's an hour and a half make along with myself on the 17th of April, which is a Sunday. And no, it's a Saturday. Just ignore me. Half of what I'm saying is not true. And this is the real thing. So you get the box frame, you get your butterfly, and you have to buy this from the shop, which is the Creative Craft Show shop. And if you want the quickest way to get there, if you're not looking at any links right now, it's shop.creativecraftshow.co.uk. That's it. And I think that's all from me today. We are, of course, always happy to answer any questions that you have. So drop us a message or PM us directly on any of our social media accounts, or just ask in the Everyone a Maker group. We are very active on Instagram. Share with us what you do. We always love to add your makes to our story on Instagram. Our Facebook handle is themakers.co.uk. So it looks like an email, like a website address, but this is actually our, if we don't come up, if you want to tag us, then just write the makers with 2 S's and start typing .co.uk, and then we ping up. You can't mistake us because we've got that big rainbow logo. And on our Twitter account, it is the makers, just at the makers. So squiggly bit, the makers with 2 S's. And that's on Instagram and on Twitter, actually. So that's all from me today. I hope you're going to have a lovely Easter. And hopefully you stay all safe and happy. And we will see you next week, Tuesday, for our live stream. And that is the beginning of our 3-part design your own landscape needle felting. So we're going 2D, and we're doing this for over 3 weeks, and I can't wait to see you all there and see what you come up with. It's so exciting. It's like, that's the food for my soul, seeing what you guys are creating. So keep it up, keep stabbing, and we see you soon.